Hey YouTube, Kier Twig here, bringing you guys my updated Performapal deck profile for the June 2017 ban list. A lot of you requested that I give this deck profile for the sole factor that Skullcrabat Joker is now at 3 on this new upcoming list, which is really cool. I think the reason they did it is because pendulums are getting kind of hit with the new playstyle in Yu-Gi-Oh! With link summoning, so they gave some leniency towards pendulums on this list. So let's go ahead and jump right into the deck profile. Like I said, not too much has changed since the last deck profile, just because we haven't gotten any new Performapal cards. I know we have Ballad and Barracuda coming out. Maybe I'll work on something with that. But like I said, this is just to show the bumped up consistency with the deck with 3 Skullcrabat. So to start off, 3 Skullcrabat, pretty simple explanation there. This card's really good for the sole fact that it has a high pendulum scale and it allows you to search out either an Odd Eyes card or a Performapal, except for itself, obviously. But what I really like with the fact that it's back at 3 now is that he's not as broke as Monkey Board, because you have to take the normal summon for your turn to get that search, which is fine. And then the fact that you have other options for pendulum scales immensely helps as well. What I took out for this card was one of the Odd Eyes Unicorn that I ran, solely for the fact that Unicorn can be searched with Sky Iris, and basically, if you have that or Skullcrabat in your hand, you benefit more from the normal summon off of Skullcrabat than you would of Unicorn. And running other high scales in the deck just helps for that high pendulum scale you want to have to help get out Odd Eyes, which is one of the main reasons I ran Unicorn in the first place. And still 3 Pendulum Sorcerer. This card's still a great searcher for the fact that it pops your pendulum scales and then searches for 2 more Performapal monsters, so depending on what you want to grab, can really make or break the play you want to do as well. And the bump up effect with its pendulum scale effect allows 1,000 attack points for all your Performapal monsters I currently control until the end of the turn, even if this card leaves the field. So that could be a killer attack also if you go off of that play. And 3 Second Donkey. I still like this card for the search effect, and it's very easy to have your pendulum scales filled to get off its search effect instead of sending it to the graveyard, which is why I like running 3 of him. And he's most of the time also another search that I'll go for, since if I search him off of the Skullcrabat and then summon him out, that's another search to add on into the process of me also having the extra monster on the field for maybe an Exceed summon. Just 1 Daggerman. I bumped him down to 1. Wasn't playing as well as I thought, but I still like him for the fact that I use him for my Brave Eyes Pendulum play in the deck. But he is very searchable, which is why I bumped him down to 1. Same with the Unicorn reason for that sole purpose of the fact that he's searchable, and he's very searchable. This deck probably has the most search power of a lot of pendulum decks out there now, just for the fact that you have Pendulum Sorcerer, Skullcrabat, and many other resources to get what you need for your plays. And 2 Lizard Draw. Still like this card for its draw power, along with the destruction effect, and then the keeping it on the field, then your opponent having to attack into this, or else you'll get a lot of draw off of how many Performapal monsters you control. 2 Coin Drago. Still liking this card in this deck. The pendulum effect is once per turn you can target 1 Dragon-type monster you control that was special summoned from the extra deck that turn. If the monster you control battles an opponent's monster, banish that monster after damage calc. So basically it's very good, because even with Odd Eyes that was special summoned from the extra deck, you can make use of that effect for the banishing if you can't get over a big monster. Just ram it with the Odd Eyes and you'll get that effect off. And the other one is other Dragon-type monsters you control gain 500 attack, and they cannot be destroyed by battle. So if you have 2, 1 on the field and 1 in the pendulum zone, you can make use of the bump up effect as well, putting Odd Eyes at 3k attack. Or any of the other dragon monsters you might wake with this deck, including, Beast Eyes or something like that. And 2 Parrot Trio. I like the effect that special summons the monster destruction for getting out Second Donkey, then getting your search. It also has an adjustable pendulum scale, which I think is nice as well. All you have to do is control Performapal, Magician, or Odd Eyes card in the other pendulum zone. And 2 Yugioh Golem. This card helps with fusion summoning as well. If a monster is fusion summoned to your field, except during the damage step, you can add 1 Performapal, Odd Eyes, or Magician pendulum monster from your graveyard or face up in your extra deck to your hand. I might even consider using him in the Magician deck profile once I get around to that. I'm probably going to make that deck closer to the release of the ban list. I know I just got this one out to you guys because a lot of you were asking for it, which I think is cool that, you know, we can keep this deck going. And the monster effect is once per turn during your main phase, if this card was pendulum summon this turn, you can fusion summon one fusion monster from your extra deck using this card you control and one dragon type monster. So another easy way to summon. I do run the fusion substitutes in this deck just for easy fusion summon with your pendulum monsters, but this card also helps, and I really like his scale just being a 1, helping with those consistent pendulum scales of 1 through 8. And one Odd Eyes Unicorn, once again, gave my reason before as to why I bumped this card down to 1 for the 8 scale. Still has a nice effect, but like I said, it's very searchable with all the Performapal effects and Sky Iris itself since it has Odd Eyes in the name. And one Trump Lynch just for the additional search for polymerization, which comes in handy, and once again the fusion scale effect. And then the last search for the Sky Iris is Light Phoenix. Debate between him and Daggerman, but I still like that extra search off the Sky Iris because I could have the Skullcrobat in hand, have Sky Iris, but still need that one search, you know, to complete that pendulum scale. And that card could be Light Phoenix. Otherwise, I'd have just Odd Eyes or Unicorn to search for that scale. And a lot of times, you know, Odd Eyes scale just doesn't match up as well as Light Phoenix since there are a lot of level 4s in this deck you want to summon. And then for the last of the monsters, I run 3 Odd Eyes Pendulum Dragon. Like I said, this card helps with a lot of plays with the pure Performapal deck, just because he can be searched off a lot of the Performapal monster effects, and he himself, with his Pendulum effect, can search monsters as well. Plus the double damage for when he battles an opponent's monster can really, you know, help by beating over and inflicting a lot of damage to your opponent. And then moving on to the spells, I run 2 Sky Iris and still 1 Dramatic Theater. Might, you know, end up bumping this up to either the 1 Terraforming or 3 Sky Iris. Most likely just 2 Sky Iris and 1 Terraforming, just to cut down on drawing this card too much. I still like the plays that I can sometimes get off with Dramatic Theater, but Sky Iris is most of the time the one I want to go to. So if you don't have the theater, don't fret there. Stick to the 2 Sky Iris and then the 1 Terraforming, and you'll be fine there. So the Sky Iris is great for the protecting of your pendulum scales and the fact that it searches out needed cards for your plays. Even if you wanted to just go 2 Sky Iris and not run Terraforming, might even consider running Odd Eyes Fusion as a backup, just for the fact that you can get out Vortex Dragon, which is really good, or any other fusion monster that lists Odd Eyes if you have the proper material in your extra deck. And 2 Bubble Barrier, just for extra protection and battle damage prevention with your Performapal monsters. Still like the 3 Performance Hurricanes. They're really good for the return to hand effect. Get rid of pesky extra deck monsters that you don't want to see. Stuff like that. All you have to do is control a good number of Performapal monsters and you can get this effect off. 2 Fusion Substitutes. I like this card just for the fact that you do have a lot of monsters on the field, which is the requirement for fusion summoning with this card. And then you can easily return the fusion monster from the graveyard back to your deck and banish this card to draw a card. Way too abused in Zodiac. I really hope it doesn't, you know, which it probably will, take a hit maybe sometime down the road if people keep abusing it like that. But there are still underrated decks that like to use this card, like this one, that, you know, can really make use of it without having to abuse it too much with the broke scale. And 1 Dark Hole, just didn't have the Regeki. It's another deck at the moment. Can't remember. It's, you know, along one of the decks from my deck collection video. Other than that, 1 Regeki will do just fine because you can make for some pretty good OTK plays using that, and then pendulum summoning a lot of monsters. 2 Performapal Call for the search effect. The only thing about this is it restricts your extra deck. I think I'm actually slowly moving away from a trap-reliant Performapal deck, which all these deck profiles give me ideas on what to do with future deck profiles. So maybe in the next version we'll see a completely spell and pendulum monster-oriented deck. But I still like this card for the search effect because you go off of your opponent's attack and then the defense total for your Performapal monsters. Same with the Pinch Helper for the special summoning effect and then the battle damage prevention. And then 1 Bottomless Trap Hole and 1 Solemn Warning to finish off the main deck. Excuse me. Now moving on to the extra, I run 2 Performapal Gatling Ghoul. This guy has amazing bird damage effect, and all you need to make him is 1 Performapal monster and 1 level 5 or higher dark monster, which is another reason I run Odd Eyes, because he meets the dark requirement. Then just having 1 Performapal monster is very easy, so if you have Yugioh Golem and then Odd Eyes, there's your fusion play right there. And also 1 Brave Eyes Pendulum Dragon for the Warrior. Like I said, Daggerman, this one got a really good effect with the attack reduction, and then, you know, having heavy plays with him. Same with the Beast Eyes Pendulum Dragon. All you need is a Dragon Dark type monster and 1 Beast type monster. So you can easily go with your second donkey. If you have this and Odd Eyes, then just Contact Fusion into those. I would also run Odd Eyes Vortex Dragon. I don't know where I put mine, but we'll definitely put that in. Probably take out either the Big Eye or the Zen Mains, which I also run in the deck. If you find Odd Eyes Vortex and Rune Eyes as well, take both of these out for those, since I want this deck to be pretty fusion-based orient. But to finish up the Exceeds, 1 Dark Rebellion, 1 Trapeze Magician, 1 Heartland Draco. Speaking of, it's really much easier to make this card now with 3 Skull Acrobat as well. Anyway, 1 Heartland Draco, 1 Magister Paladin, 1 Photon Papal Operative, 1 Silent Honor Arc, 1 Abyss Dweller, 1 Gaga Cowboy, and 1 Castel, the Musketeer, to finish off. But yeah, that's it for my updated Performapal deck for the June 2017 ban list. I hope you all enjoyed the video. Once again, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. And Kira Twig out.